Are you a PvE player who's curious about Trials? Are you a solo player wanting to get some Trials loot? Not being good at PvP drive you away from Trials? Well, this video is for you. How's it going, guys? I'm Tavius Plays. Thank you so much for stopping by. On today's video, I'm going over my recommendations for gear and weapons for players who aren't the sweatiest of players in PvP, and how you can help your teammates even when you die. I will start with basics for newer players and players who consider themselves bad at PvP, and towards the end of the video I'll go over a support build for players who are at a higher skill level inside of Trials. This video will be based on the Titan class, but if you want a similar video for Warlock or Hunter, go ahead and let me know down in the comments. But before we start, if you find this informative, remember to help the channel out with a like and heavy attack on that subscribe button. But now let's get into it. Let's begin with the Titan exotic helmet, Precious Scars. This helmet released during Season of the Splicer, and it's obtainable exclusively from Solo, Legend, or Master Lost sectors. Get out of here, sir. Just make sure to check every day the rotation of the Lost sectors, and when you see its exotic headpiece day, that's when you farm. It took me 5 runs to obtain this helmet. Not bad. I've heard horror stories of 10 to 15 runs with no Precious Scars. The exotic armor perk is Kintsugi. Kintsugi? Just correct me in the comments. Final blows from weapons with the damage type matching your subclass energy create a burst of healing around you. After reviving or being revived, you gain an aura that provides overshields to you and nearby allies. So this helmet is all about reviving and being revived while getting kills with any weapon matching your subclass. If you're a Titan and want to dip your toes in Trials, you should definitely try this exotic helmet. Even after dying, when your teammates revive you, the whole team gets an overshield, which opens the possibility of your team going into offense and wipe the other team while the overshield is active. It's pretty cool when it happens. Now, which subclass to pair with this exotic? You can use any subclass you prefer, but since I'm taking more of a support approach to this build, I'm going with Titan Bubble, or Code of the Protector. Defensive Strike, the melee ability, grants an overshield to you and nearby allies after getting a melee kill. Turn the Tide extends the duration of Defensive Strike, increasing melee damage and weapon reload speed. Rallying Force restores health for you and nearby teammates with a melee kill. If you've played any Trials, you know that it's pretty hard to get a melee kill sometimes, but putting up your barricade will bring the opposing team close to you, and that's when you have a chance, hoping that they don't have a shotgun equipped, of course. And then there is the Titan Bubble, Ward of Dawn. You can always go to the regular Sentinel shield, but if it comes down to capturing the zone, Titan Bubble always comes in handy. For the grenade, I always use the Suppressor Grenade. It's super useful to keep enemies from using their abilities and to get them out of super. And last, you're going to need the Towering Barricade to protect a revive and proc your overshields with the Precious Scars helmet. Now, if we're going to be using Void, which weapons should you use to pair with this helmet? First, for beginners and the not so sweaty players, I recommend staying alive yourself with weapons like the Crimson Exotic Hand Cannon and the Suros Regime Exotic Auto Rifle with Catalyst. Depending on your preference, both weapons are super good in PvP and they both heal you with a kill. It might be easier for a newer player to land a kill with one of these exotics than with a legendary energy weapon to proc the healing from Precious Scars. Now, to complement these weapons in the kinetic slot and to give your teammates some heals, for the energy slot you can go for a Void Sniper Rifle like the Frozen Orbit. If sniping isn't your thing, you can go for a fusion rifle like the Null Composure or the Glacioclasm from the Dawning event. Maybe you like pulse rifles. Last Perdition and Grid Skipper are both Void weapons and really good in PvP. Or maybe you have a good roll on a 9 Hunger Auto Rifle or the Vouchsafe Scout Rifle. Those could be pretty good as well. Now for the mods and stats, I'm going to spec for recovery to try and have my recovery and resilience as high as possible. If you can get them to 80 or 90, it would be great to avoid getting too tapped. But if not, don't stress it. Sometimes it could be beneficial to die and get revived to get those shields for your teammates. Remember, we aren't really trying to get to the lighthouse here, we're just trying to get some nice Trials rewards. But if you do, congratulations. As you can see, I don't have the best rolled armor for my Titan, so I'm sitting at tier 7 for both resilience and recovery. You also want to add mods like targeting, faster reloads, and unflinching for whichever weapon you decided on. Also, distribution and perpetuation on your class item to help you get your barricade back faster and secure those revives. So, newer players, hear me out. You will need Precious Scars Exotic with Titan Bubble, either Crimson or Surus Regime since they provide healing with a kill, Towering Barricade and Suppressor Grenade, plus any void energy weapon of your choice, and try to spec for resilience and recovery. Now let's move on to a little more advanced build for those titans who got the hang of PvP and trials, and this is when Lumina comes in. Lumina is another exotic hand cannon you can acquire from the Monument to Lost Lights kiosk. This one requires more skill, but believe me, it has all the heals and buffs for you and your allies. This weapon's intrinsic trait is noble rounds. Kills with this weapon leave behind remnants. Absorbing a remnant converts your next hipfire shot into an ally-seeking noble round and partially refills the magazine. Now, the noble rounds you hipfire give the blessing of the sky to you and your ally, healing them and granting both you and them a weapon damage bonus for a short duration. So this weapon definitely requires higher skill. You have to get a kill with it and then approach the dead body to pick up the remnant left behind. If you have the catalyst, you get 2 remnants which you can shoot at your 2 teammates. And once you got the blessing of the sky, you can rush the enemy team. It could put you out in the open if you try to rush to pick up the remnants, so you gotta be extra careful about it. This weapon can be paired with any weapon you prefer, but snipers and bows could be very useful at long range. The Blessing of the Sky buff to weapon damage allows for body shot kills with these weapon types. Oh, and before I forget, the new bow with Season of the Lost, the Wolftone Draw can roll with Impulse Amplifier and Harmony, which would give the bow a similar buff as Blessing of the Sky does. Harmony is a new perk found on the new weapons for this season. Final blows with other weapons improve these weapons' damage and performance for a short duration. So getting a kill with Lumina and swapping to this bow will give this bow a buff to damage and performance, potentially being able to body shot. But this weapon is arc, so you could also switch to an arc subclass to get the benefit from the Precious Scars exotic. Pairing this bow with the Crimson Hand Cannon or the Surus Regime auto rifle could be very helpful for those of us trying to stay alive and just get some loot out of Trials of Osiris. Okay, so for my more advanced PvP players, Lumina with Precious Scars, a sniper or a bow matching your subclass element, and don't forget about your resilience and recovery. You'll get a kill with Lumina and carefully retrieve the remnants. Hipfire your teammates and push forward with Lumina or stay back with your sniper or bow. Tweak this however fits your playstyle and let me know down in the comments if there's a better way to go about it, but this has helped me get a bit further in trials and get some good loot. And there you have it, my friends. I hope these tips and recommendations are helpful for those of you wanting to jump into trials, or if you jumped in and had a terrible experience, just blame Shatterdive and try again. With this exotic helmet, even your corpse can be of use to your teammates, as bad as that may sound. Just keep trying, keep practicing, and you get better. If you found this informative, please don't forget to drop a like and heavy attack on that subscribe button, so more people can get access to videos like this one. Also, if you could do me a favor and hit that bell to be notified when my next video is up, I really appreciate it. My name is Tavius Plays, and if you want to contact me, my link tree down in the description has all my social media. I hope you'll have a great week, and if you want to watch other informative videos, you can click right here.